President, your experience in this House since direct elections in 1979 has qualified you well and has given you a rare sense of perspective for the post you occupy. I congratulate you on your speech this morning. You have seen the European Union grow from 9 countries in the 1970s to 12 in the 1980s, 15 in the 1990s, 25 and then 27 in this decade, with a queue of countries waiting to join. You have seen the Treaty of Rome supplemented by the Single European Act, by the treaties of Maastricht and Amsterdam and Nice, and now the draft constitutional treaty, as the common market has been enhanced with a single market, a single currency, and policies in justice and home affairs, foreign and security arrangements, and now energy. And you have seen too, as have some others of us of more recent vintage, a profound change in what the European Union is all about. No longer a union to guarantee peace and security of food supply, but a union capable of meeting the 3 big challenges we face of rapid world population growth and migration, of energy resources and climate change, of internationally organised crime linked to terrorism. Hitherto, the drive for the building of this union has come from within. Increasingly, it comes from beyond our borders, and the response of our institutions has been uncertain. There is a malaise affecting our union, which has led to squabbling between the member states, who, in the name of preserving national sovereignty, are too often giving free rein to global anarchy, and squabbling between our institutions, which turns our citizens cold, like different denominations of the Church, arguing about substantiation rather than asking why nobody comes to church anymore. Mr. Pöttering, you have the opportunity to lead this House at a time when this House is increasingly becoming the dynamo of European integration. It is increasingly to the European Parliament that Europeans must look. A House resurgent and outspoken, holding the Council and the Member States to account when their action against terrorism rides roughshod over the rights we cherish, forging consensus on the single market in services or on consumer protection measures, which escapes the Commission, working with national parliaments to scrutinise the executive and hold them to respect for the law. In short, this House is coming of age. Ideology has surpassed nationality as the main determinant of voting behaviour. Sure, this House does not yet possess a right of initiative or the right to propose the President of the Commission, but neither is now unthinkable, and indeed increasingly people believe that both would enhance our Union's culture of democracy. So I hope that you will use your 2.5 years to grasp the need for reform of this House, to give us a Parliament better equipped to provide such leadership. A House which meets in full session every week. A House which concentrates on profound political choices rather than voting hundreds of amendments to move semicolons. A House which uses to the full its new powers of scrutiny to recall and to re-examine our laws. When you were first elected, this Parliament was a consultative assembly designed to give a pro forma cover to decisions taken by bureaucrats and diplomats. Now it is a cornerstone of our European home. In 13 years of co-decision, that one function has developed the organs of this body, and transparency has given oxygen to our bloodstreams. Chancellor Merkel, co-decision is now needed in all areas of policy making if the checks and balances of democracy are to work at European level. The fact is that the Union makes decisions binding on member states without proper democratic or judicial control, exposing us to censure by the Court of Human Rights or the Constitutional Court. We had a close shave when the German Constitutional Court examined the framework decision on the European arrest warrant and came very close to contesting its legitimacy. If the German government, which blocked the use of the Passerelle clause in Article 42 just a few months ago, really wants to promote democracy in Europe, you will recognise the imperative of qualified majority voting in Council and co-decision with the European Parliament as a basis for all lawmaking. Otherwise, in your time at the helm, you risk looking like the mime artist Marcel Marceau, appearing to climb a wall, but actually going nowhere. President, 1914 to 1989 was Europe's 75-year rage of self-mutilation. This year, with Bulgaria and Romania in our Union, we can put to rest the ghosts of that period. But the roots of freedom lie in courage. I think in German you have an expression, Zivilcourage. And you and Chancellor Merkel and President Barroso need to muster the collective courage to take our Union forward as a true democracy, to create what Winston Churchill called in 1945 a wider patriotism and a common citizenship for the distraught people of this turbulent and powerful continent.